Hello friends, welcome back to Adike's Infotech channel. Today we are going to discuss about one more interview question, which is source employee details, which is having ID, name, gender code. Okay, gender code will be like male, female, and any others. And you need to look up the gender table from target, which has gender code and gender description. These are the two columns in the gender table. Okay. So need to get the gender details using lookup and load it into the target table. So we have a target table and source table, and in target table we do have a gender table. So we need to load the uh, records from source, ID, name, gender code. Okay, in the target source having these columns. Target auto having the same columns, but in addition, one more column is there. This column we need to load based on the gender table. This we need to look up. Okay, whether it is a, if from source we are getting M, and in target we need to load it as a male. From source we are getting F, and in target we need to load it as a female. So this gender description we will get it from the gender table. So that table we need to look up. So basically, the interview will ask you which kind of lookup you will use and why that lookup you are using. When you see in Informatica, we have two lookup tables, which is connected and unconnected lookup. Connected lookup and unconnected lookup. So, what is the difference between connected and unconnected? As you know that connected, we will use it for multiple to get multiple return ports, and unconnected it we use to return single output port. Okay, so in connected we do have a multiple lookup catches. In unconnected also we do have it. Connected which comes in the flow of the mapping, but whereas unconnected which is not connected to any one of the transformations in the mapping. So these are the main difference between unconnected and connected lookup. Okay. Uh, let's see. Uh, let's see one example. Let's say we have a. We'll discuss about this scenario only. No need to discuss about like employee table to get the department name or location names. We'll discuss about this gender scenario. Okay. Let's take. This is the source, right? And target. This is the target table. So source is from source we are getting ID, name, gender code. These are the columns that we are getting from the source. And we have to use the lookup transformation, which is unconnected. And here if you see unconnected lookup, so here we have a gender gender code and gender description, right? So we have a gender code and gender description. So this is unconnected lookup. And first, what we need to do, we are using unconnected lookup in this scenario. So because we need to get the return as gender description, that's it, right? We don't want to get any other columns from the lookup table. So in this scenario, we can use unconnected lookup because we need to get only the gender description, one output. In case of connected, if you want to get multiple output records from the lookup table, then we have to go with the connected lookup transformation. So in this scenario, we have to go with unconnected lookup transformation. If you are using unconnected lookup transformation, definitely you have to use the expression transformation. You have to use the expression transformation. Otherwise, we cannot implement unconnected lookup. Okay. Why we have to use expression transformation? Because in expression transformation, in output port, we need to define the unconnected lookup logic. So this is the logic which we have to use L colon LKP underscore lookup transformation name and the passing field name. So this is the condition which we have to use in the lookup in the expression transformation. So here we will be passing all the columns like ID, ID name, and gender code, right? So in target table, what are the columns we have here? In target table, so we do have a columns ID, name, gender code, and gender description, right? So to fill this gender description by using looking up on gender table, we are loading into the target table. So here we will get ID, ID, name, gender code, and we have to create one output port for gender description. Here we need to create one output port, and in that output port we need to assign this value lookup colon lookup underscore lookup transformation name which we are using in the mapping designer, and we need to pass the value, right, which is nothing but gender code. So we are passing gender code here, gender code into this lookup transformation. So based on this gender code, when the gender code is matching from the source and the target table, then it will return the gender description. So this is the gender return code. This is the return code. And we need to create one more field here, which is in underscore gender code. then only the lookup transformation will identify, because we are passing this generic code as input parameter to the unconnected lookup transformation, so that it will match this generic code which is target table, which is coming from target table, and this generic code which is coming from source. So it will match to the two columns, it will match. Once it is matching, it will return the general description as a return code. So that we will place it here. The return value will come and store in here in this output port. And finally, we need to map this ID to ID, name to name, gender code to gender code, and gender description to gender description. In this way, we can load the target table. So let's see in a practical session wise. So I have created source table, which is a yes gender details. I've taken ID, name, city, and gender code. Okay, and I have inserted all the records. 10 records I have been inserted. Now let's check. So these are the records coming from the source. If you see here gender code, we have M, F, D, and some other characters. Wherever M, F is there, that we need to copy it as a male. F is a female. Per D, it will get null. Okay, in target table also I have created gender table and target table. P underscore gender details. Let's see, in the gender table we have the descriptions like this. Gender code is M, and for that description is male. F is for female. And this is the target table which we need to load. I have already loaded it. What I do, I'll just truncate it, and we'll run the job. Then we'll see. So as of now, we don't have any records in the target table. So go to workflow designer, import all the source and target tables. Okay, come here, create a mapping, M underscore unconnected. We are fetching gender descriptions. So here drag and drop the source, and the target is the gender tables, right? So this is the target. So what we will do, we'll take expression transformation, because I'm explaining here with unconnected, and I'll explain with connected as well once this is done. Let's select all the columns from the source. So as I said, we need to create a port here, right? Which is a gender description port we need to create, which is the output one. Gender description, which is a string, which is the output one. Okay. Apply. Okay. So let's take lookup transformation. I'm looking up on the target table, which is a gender. Okay. So here what we have to do, we have to create one more column, which is gender code in underscore gender code, which is the output one. Okay. So I want to get the return port as gender description. I need to get the gender description as a return port. Go to properties, go to condition. We have to give the condition. in gender code equal to gender code. Whenever from source gender code equal to target gender code, then we will get the return value. Click on apply. Okay. So go to this expression. Here we need to define this logic, right? Lookup transformation logic. So go to this expression field. If you come down here, you can see this lookups. So this is the formula. So click on this. Here inside this we need to pass the gender code. We have to pass this right as an input. So it is valid like okay. So now what we have to do, we need to map all the columns to the target. So we are mapping it. Let's save it. You can see the mapping is valid. Let's rearrange all. So this is how the mapping look like. Let's generate workflow for this mapping. This is a target and we are looking the data on the target table. Next, next, finish. So if we go and check here, so which one we have generated now? Unconnected lookup gender description, right? So double click on this, just check all the values, the connection details are correct or not. But target this is target and this is a normal node. If you want to truncate data before loading into the target table, you can enable this option. This is a lookup transformation. Here you can use this object target. Okay, that's it. Apply. Okay. Save it. So you can see the workflow is valid. Now let's run the workflow. Start workflow. So here you can see the unconnected lookup gender description. From source we are getting 10 records and we are loaded into target all the 10 records. Let's check in the target table. See. So wherever M is there, we got male as male description, and wherever F is there, we got a female. So if you compare other, we are getting null, right? Because of the gender code is not matching. In the target, this is a gender table, right? In gender table, what we have given here, we have only two gender codes. So based on this, the condition, the lookup transformation will check the condition. Once it is matching, it will give the corresponding description. So we have either some other codes as well, D, S, and A. So these all are, we got it as a null because we don't have any description for this kind of gender codes. If you want, you can create. So this is how we will get the output from the Informatica. So for reporting purpose, what you can do is select ID, name, city, gender code, comma. You want to, so you cannot pass it as null in the reports, right? You want some kind of proper description should be there, whether male or null, either male or female or unknown. So in a proper way to present the data in a proper way, you can do this kind of operation in Oracle and you can submit the reports. So for that, I'm just replacing wherever the null are there, gender description, comma, what I'm populating it as a unknown. So I'm calling it as a gender description. Hmm? Understood. Now you can see the proper data we got it. So this is how you have to do the query analysis like this. So whenever the business team they look at this report, they will clearly understand the data which we are submitting to the business team. So wherever M is male and F is female, wherever the other characters are there, just we make it as a unknown. So this is how we can design the mapping. Let's see the connected lookup. Create M underscore. So I'll take the same name M underscore connected lookup, right? Connected lookup gender description. Before I have used as unconnected, now I have used it as a connected. So I'll take the same gender details and target. This time what I'll do, I'll use the connected lookup transformation. So in connected lookup transformation, we don't have to take the expression transformation. We can directly fetch the records, all the records from the lookup transformation itself. So here what I'll do, I'll pass this gender code which is coming from source. So here in lookup I'm comparing. So if you want, I'll just rename it as a s underscore gender code. Okay, it will look up. Here you don't have to click any return. It will return the matching fields. Go to properties. Here you have right lookup policy and multiple match. Use any value condition. So target gender code is matching with source gender code. If it is matching, it will return the records. Just apply. Okay. So from target, from the lookup, what we need to get gender description, right? So I'm passing gender description, and you can pass all the columns from the source. Let's save it. You can see the mapping is valid. Arrange or generate workflow. Here we need to change to target. Finish. Go to workflow manager. Just to refresh. Now this is the workflow which we have designed. So double click on this, check the connections again. Source, it is a source. Target, we have target here. It is in admin mode. Go to lookup transformation. Here then use the object one. Target. Okay. 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 Save it. Now let's run this workflow. I'll just what I'll do, I'll truncate this one target table. So you can see we don't have any records, right? So I'm just starting this workflow. As you can see, so we have loaded the 10 records. Let's go and check. You can see we got the same result, right? As we used for unconnected, we got the same result. And you can execute this statement as well to remove the null values. So we got the output in a proper format. So this is how we can design the mapping. So in interview, what they will basically look right. So they basically look out for the logic how you will be implementing this scenario. So as I said, if you go with connected, you need to match the both values, general code from source and general code from general table. So that you have to define in the lookup transformation whether let's say it is a connected. So that you need to define in the lookup transformation, and you need to pass the general code from source to the lookup transformation, and from lookup transformation you need to get the gender description to the target table and pass all the source columns from all the columns from source to the target table. So that is a connected lookup. When it is unconnected, you have to take one expression, create one output port which is a gender description port. So in that you have to give a expression like you have to give the logic lkp underscore lookup transformation name and passing key. So this you need to define. This you have to define in the expression transformation, and as well as in unconnected lookup, there you need to create one input port which is gender code. So you need to compare, right? You need to compare the gender code. If it is matching, then only you need to get the gender description as a return port. So you need to click on return port as a gender description. So this operations, these all you need to do. This you need to create, and you have to get the gender description as a return port, and you have to give the condition as well. So in expression, as I said, you need to create a port, output port. You have to give the lookup condition formula. Then you need to pass the passing field value, which is a gender code. So based on this, and then you need to map all the columns from expression to the target. You need to explain this clearly. Then only he will think that you have a hands-on knowledge on the informatics. So I hope you guys understood this. Uh, if you have any doubts or queries, or if you have any interview questions with you, please drop it in the comment box section so that I'll try to implement the mappings and I'll upload the videos in my YouTube channel. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you are looking out for any online training classes on the Informatica or IICS, please do contact me so that you can join the classes. And recently, one of my candidates has been placed in MNC company and with a good package on this IICS. Thank you so much for watching my videos. We'll catch up in the next video. Thank you guys. Bye.